Hello all my dear viewers. Assalamu alaikum. Once again a warm welcome to Brightening Star Academy, a sphere of knowledge and skills where knowledge meets inspiration. This is Fauzia Begum, Assistant Professor of English with 20 years of experience in teaching English language and literature. I'm passionate about helping learners master the art of communication. Today, we will explore two powerful literary devices, Oxymoron and Hyperbole, that play a vital role in enriching our language. An oxymoron brings together contrasting ideas to create deeper meaning and provoke thought, while hyperbole adds emphasis through deliberate exaggeration, making our words more vivid and impactful. Whether in creative writing, everyday conversation, or persuasive communication, these tools help us express complex emotions and ideas more effectively. Let's dive in and discover how mastering these techniques can make our language truly come alive. Let's get started doing exercises on oxymoron. Underline the oxymorons in the sentences given below. Explain why the combination of words you have underlined is an oxymoron. Number 1. The room was filled with a deafening silence. In this, the oxymoron is deafening silence. Deafening means extremely loud, something so noisy that it could make you deaf. Silence means completely quietness, the absence of sound. By combining these two contrasting words, the writer emphasizes how intense and overwhelming the silence in the room was. It suggests that the silence was so heavy and tense that it felt louder than any noise. This oxymoron helps create a vivid image in the reader's mind and conveys the mood or atmosphere more powerfully than simply saying the room was very quiet. Next sentence. 5 soldiers were wounded in friendly fire. In this statement, the oxymoron is friendly fire. Here, the phrase friendly fire combines two opposing ideas. Friendly usually means kind, supportive, or harmless, whereas fire refers to shooting or attacking, often with weapons which is harmful and dangerous. Putting these words together creates a powerful contrast. In military terms, friendly fire refers to a situation where soldiers are accidentally harmed or killed by their own side, not by the enemy. Moving on to next sentence. The clown was seriously funny. In this sentence, the oxymoron is seriously funny. These two words seems to contradict each other because being serious and being funny are generally opposite qualities. However, when used together, they emphasize just how extremely funny the clown was. The words seriously intensify the humor, suggesting that the clown was not just amusing but hilariously entertaining. This oxymoron adds emphasis and makes the description more vivid. Instead of simply saying the clown was very funny, using seriously funny creates a stronger impact and engages the reader more effectively. Next sentence. I had to do it. I had no choice. The sentence, I had to do it. I had no choice, is an example of an expression that conveys a strong sense of obligation, but it is not an oxymoron. An oxymoron combines two contradictory or opposite words to create a deeper meaning. However, in this sentence, there are no directly opposite words placed together. Instead, the phrase no choice emphasizes a situation where the speaker feels completely compelled to take action without any alternatives. It expresses a feeling of being forced into a decision, but it doesn't involve contradictory terms. Next sentence. He was the most learned fool in the country. In this statement, the oxymoron is learned fool. In this phrase, learned means highly educated, knowledgeable, or well informed. In contrast to that, fool means someone who lacks good judgment or acts in a silly or unwise manner. By combining these opposites, the phrase highlights a person who might be very knowledgeable in academics or facts but lacks common sense or practical wisdom. It suggests that despite his education, he makes foolish decisions or behaves unwisely. This oxymoron effectively conveys the idea that intelligence in one area does not guarantee wisdom in all aspects of life, adding depth and irony to the description. Next sentence, you are clearly confused by the explanation. In this, clearly confused is a oxymoron. In this phrase, clearly means something is obvious, easy to understand, or without any doubt. In contrast to that, confused means being uncertain, unclear, or unable to understand something. These two words contradict each other because being clear and being confused are opposite states. By combining them, the speaker emphasizes that the confusion is so obvious that it can be seen or noticed clearly. Next statement, this is old news. In this sentence, the oxymoron is old news. Old means something that has existed for a long time or is outdated. In contrast to that, news typically refers to new, recent, or current information. By putting old and news together, the phrase creates a contradiction because news is expected to be fresh and timely, not outdated. Next sentence, did you bring the original copy? In this sentence, the oxymoron is original copy. In this phrase, original means the first or earliest version of something which hasn't been duplicated or altered, whereas copy refers to a reproduction or duplicate of an original item. These two words contradict with each other because something cannot logically be both original and copy at the same time. However, this phrase is often used informally to ask for the first printed or official version of a document, distinguishing it from photocopies or digital versions. A clear way to ask this would be, did you bring the original document or did you bring the certified copy? Next sentence, she is deeply superficial. In this sentence, the oxymoron is deeply superficial. In the context of an oxymoron, deeply superficial is a contradiction of terms, as deeply implies profoundness or sincerity, while superficial suggests a lack of depth or meaning. Combining these two words creates a paradox, suggesting something that appears profound on the surface but lacks real depth or substance. Next sentence, the dog is pretty ugly. In this sentence, the oxymoron is pretty ugly. Pretty ugly is another example of an oxymoron, where two contradictory terms are used together. Pretty suggests attractiveness, while ugly refers to something unattractive. The combination of the two creates a paradox, which could imply that the dog is unattractive but has some charm or appeal in an unconventional way. It highlights a mixed or ambiguous perception of the dog's appearance. The next sentence is quite passive-aggressive. In this statement, the oxymoron is passive-aggressive. Passive-aggressive is another oxymoron, as it combines two conflict concepts. Passive implies a lack of action or a non-confrontational attitude, while aggressive suggests hostility or active confrontation. When used together, it describes behavior that is indirectly aggressive, such as expressing negative feelings through subtle or covert actions rather than through open confrontation. This oxymoron highlights a contradiction in a person's approach to handling conflict or frustration. The last statement, the tablet printed an article on unpopular celebrities. In this statement, unpopular celebrities is an oxymoron. Unpopular celebrities is an example of an oxymoron because celebrities typically refers to people who are widely known and admired, while unpopular implies a lack of fame or admiration. The phrase creates a paradox, suggesting a group of people who are well known but not widely liked or admired, which challenges the usual understanding of what it means to be a celebrity. Thank you so much, everyone. All the best for your exams and all the best for your future endeavors. Happy learning and stay tuned to Brightening Star Academy, a sphere of knowledge and skills where knowledge meets inspiration.